We are here in Independence Park this morning, Jonathan and myself. And this is, of course, the beautifully refurbished park in the center of what is once known as West Jerusalem. We're standing opposite the American consulate, which was the American consulate. Today is the residency of our ambassador here in Jerusalem. It's a very elegant neighborhood to be in. But why are we here? We're here because we're going to discover what was one of the most ancient water systems of Jerusalem. It was called the Mamilla, and that name may very well be a Hebrew name coming from memale, to be filled up, or from an Arabic name meaning water or life from Allah. Either way, the question in Jerusalem was always water. Where are you going to get the water? And this was a system attributed to Herod the Great, but probably the initial system was built before by the Hasmoneans. It's going to be the Upper Aqueduct. The Upper Aqueduct brings the water from 83 kilometers south in the Judean hills, south and higher than Jerusalem. It will bring it into Jerusalem, and from here, the Mamilla Pool, it will make the water go either to the Solomon Pool, which is outside of the city walls in the Hinnom Valley, or it will go in through Jaffa Gate, filling up what is called the Tower Pools, and it was adjacent to the great palace of Herod the Great. The Mamilla Pool was the final exit of water or reservoir here in Jerusalem. It held 33,000 metric cubes of water. And today we have a very fancy, posh shopping mall named after this ancient water system. But we're walking into the modern Mamilla. When you say Mamilla today in Jerusalem, everyone thinks of this high-end rodeo type of mall. This is where we have the mixture of the old part of Jerusalem and, of course, this wonderful shopping mall that's outdoors and leads you straight into Jaffa Gate, the main entrance into the old city. So, of course, today it's the morning, but in the evening we'll have minstrels here. We'll even sometimes have dancing parties here. This is a place of celebration, of enjoyment. You might say this is the heart of shopping joy for those who come to Jerusalem. Theodor Herzl actually stayed in the house behind me here. This is a Stern residence. He was here for one purpose and one purpose only. He wanted to meet with the famous Kaiser Wilhelm II, who was here to inaugurate a new church in the Christian Quarter. However, all of Herzl's attributes and all of his programs that he wanted to present to the Kaiser were absolutely a failure. As it says that the Kaiser only wanted a photo op, that much he granted to Herzl. Herzl spent 4 nights here at this Stern residence, and there was a great battle over whether this house should be destroyed in the building of the Mamilla Mall. Of course, the Stern house won. It was moved to this location, only about 50 meters from where it once stood, making way for the beautiful Mamilla Hotel. Okay, right now I'm standing on the rooftops of the Mamilla Mall, on a bridge that actually goes over the road that once was the Armistice line here. And for 19 years, between 48 and 67, Jerusalem was like a heart torn in half. Everything that we see, the walls of the old city, Mount of Olives, all of the sacred places were completely out of our reach. And here was an area that was absolute rubble. It was blown up buildings, pockmarked with bullet holes everywhere. And the very poorest of the poor people lived in the rubble of this Armistice line. Today, you could never imagine what an area it once was just a few decades ago. Today, we never even think of the ancient pool and the ancient water system. When you say Mamilla today, all anyone can think of is, oh, that beautiful place to go. Okay, so when I think of the Mamilla Mall and what we have today, I think of the verses in that amazing chapter in Isaiah 61. The Lord himself used Isaiah 61 to identify himself, and we read about that when he was in the synagogue in Nazareth in Luke 4. But as you go on in the verses, he says, to comfort all who mourn, to console those who mourn in Zion, to give them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord. Why? That he might be glorified. So, I'm not into shopping myself, but I am into glorifying the name of the Lord. So when I see the Mamilla Mall, what other place can you say, what an amazing transformation from ashes to beauty. He has given us beauty for ashes in the city of Jerusalem. And we can see that right in front of our eyes when we visit this place.